Congratulations! You've connected with the Pulpit Perspectives podcast. Join Reverend Dr. Kent Lundy as he connects with pastors where they preach, literally at the pulpit of their church. It's a point of view with purpose and personality that informs and inspires with real life stories from great preachers you need to know. Your host is Reverend Dr. Kent Lundy. Let's join Kent at a pulpit with a fresh perspective from his guest preacher.
Hello and welcome to Pulpit Perspectives Podcast. I'm your host, Reverend Dr. Kent Lundy. Pulpit Perspectives Podcast exists to create connections amongst North District clergy and their congregations. I'm coming to you from the chancel of Lakeville United Methodist Church, standing here with their pastor, Reverend Ed McCutchan. Ed, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Welcome. So how long have you been pastor at Lakeville United Methodist Church?
Oh, man. Bad at dates. So probably around 3 years starting last July 1st.
Okay. All right. So
maybe. Might be 3 years this July 1st. I'm really bad with dates. Have I told you that?
That's all right. So a few. You didn't just get here, nor have you been here for a long time.
Yeah.
You're in the early years. Okay. All right. So what brings you joy?
Oh, what brings me joy? That's funny because I'm actually writing a sermon on joy right now and talking about the difference between joy and happiness. I can easily list the things that bring me happiness, like reading a good book and eating a good meal. Joy right now, what's bringing me joy is seeing the success of our ministries here. This coming Sunday, we're taking a group of high schoolers up to a tea shop in Niles because they are our D&D group here. The Disciples and Dragons is what we call them. It's a good time for us just to sit with some teenagers, let them be themselves, let them have some fun. We are playing a D&D game right now where there are a bunch of grandmas solving murder mysteries, and they are having a blast. And that's been a great time. That's been bringing me joy lately.
Oh, that is awesome. Yeah. Okay. Wonderful. So when did you know you were being called to vocational ministry?
I first felt the call to ministry in high school. And I did my best for the next 7 years to ignore it. I originally felt called in high school. Then I went on a mission trip that did not go well down in Juarez, Mexico, and that really shook my faith. I then proceeded to go to University of Evansville and took some classes in biblical studies and theology, where I got to deconstruct my faith and then reconstruct my faith, and my faith came back stronger than ever. Then one St. Patrick's Eve night, I was talking to Pastor Tim Allmeyer, now up here, my neighbor, and said, "Hey, Tim, I think I'm called to ministry." And he just reached into his desk, pulled out a manila envelope and said, "Here's all the paperwork you need to fill out. I've been waiting for this moment." Wow. And I started the process. Yeah.
Wow. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay. Well, what a confirming moment that must have been.
It was. And every once in a while, I think back on that and I just feel so happy that I've had that kind of support from mentors and family and given the space those 7 years to really figure out my call and figure out my faith.
Yeah. Well, this next question I think is going to blend right into that.
Oh.
So if ministry were a basketball game, I love basketball.
Okay.
So just humor me for a second. So if ministry is a basketball game and you're out on the court dribbling the ball, and you look up at the home fans cheering you on, who's up there in the stands cheering you on?
Well, first and foremost is my wife, Rita. She is one of the reasons. She's basically the reason I can still do this job at times. COVID was hard for a lot of pastors, and she, during that time, really stepped up and helped me in my call, providing support, providing affirmation, telling me, yeah, no, these people are being unreasonable, and help me not beat myself up. My parents and my brother, of course, have always been there. Mentors such as Tim Allmeyer, Pastor Serna Rand, who was my mentor in seminary, who taught me the most important lesson I could ever be taught is whenever you're having issues with church, just love them. And if they keep giving you grief, love them harder. And there's nothing they can do to stop you doing that. Also, Dennis Adams, who was my mentor during the candidacy process. He was really helpful. But there's also my friends from seminary who I still talk to every single week. We have ongoing Facebook chat and ongoing D&D game, actually. We play every week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so lots of folks in the stands in your cheer block.
Yeah, you can't be a pastor alone. You need support.
There you go. There you go. You got it. You got it. Yeah. So, and again, this next question is going to blend, I think, right into those answers. So where do you go to recharge?
Okay. Well, I mentioned it. Every Tuesday, we have a D&D session with me and my pastor friends. We sit down, and for the first hour of it, we basically just talk about our lives. We check in. What are we mad about? What are we happy about? Share successes, major life events. Then we play for a couple of hours, be idiots together, and it's a lot of fun. We get together about once a month. That's a great chance for recharge. Also, I find a lot of places to recharge in just doing my nerdy hobbies, whether it's reading a book, writing a book review, crocheting something. I love being able to do something that at the end I have accomplished something, whether it's the book is done or the project's made, because a lot of times in ministry, the things we do aren't visible. We don't know the lives we've touched. We don't know the hearts we've helped change. We don't know the harvest, is how Dennis once put it. And having a project where I can see at the end what I've done helps me feel affirmed, helps me feel accomplished, and helps me know that I can do things. And even if I don't see a tangible result, at least I have this now stocking I've made. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
A lot of places to plug in to recharge, sounds
Yeah.
like for you. Good for you. That sounds incredibly healthy and full of resilience. So,
My therapist approves. Yeah.
okay. Even better. So what's your one go-to Bible verse?
Oh, well, I'm going to be a bad pastor and not be able to cite it exactly. But the Bible verse that I have built a lot of my personal theology around, when I said in college I did a lot of deconstruction, reconstruction, would have to be the 1 John passage, God is love. I believe that is the best way to sum up who God is to me. God is love. And that helps me then figure out what to do from there. If I'm doing it out of an act of true agape love, then even if I make a mistake, then I at least won't be too far off the mark. It also means that if someone is spewing a hateful remark and they claim, well, God says, and then spews this hateful speech, then I know, well, no, God is love. That is something we need to discuss then. Follow that with the Malachi. What does the Lord require? Walk humbly, do justice, love mercy, walk humbly with your Lord.
Those are good ones.
Yeah, those two are my main theological foundation.
Excellent. Yeah. Thank you. All right, so for this next question, pretend with me. Okay. You're going to go axe throwing. Have you ever gone axe throwing?
I have, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, then you're a shoo-in for this.
I mentioned I was a nerd. I've done that at a rent fair or two.
Okay. All right. Awesome. So you're going to go again axe throwing. This time you get to bring one person from Scripture. Who are you bringing and why?
It would probably be Paul, because I would really like to ask him some questions like, hey, Paul, in your letter, you said this. Is this like a universal thing? Is it to a local church thing? What do you mean by this? It would just be nice just to sit and pick his brain and be like, hey, Paul, what do you mean by all of these things you say? Because I think Paul is often taken out of context and is used as a batter text against people. And I would really like to sit and be like, what did you actually mean? And that would be a really great chance just to, sit and chew the theological fat with them.
Yeah. And this is great because I'm envisioning him just going off in one long run-on sentence, like he writes.
Right.
He's just going to speak and you're going to be there. You're going to blink and it's 3 hours later, right?
Right. He's just going to be talking. I'm like, okay, throw acts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
acts, yeah. It's like, oh, man. Yeah, the time would fly with him. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And you're envisioning him being good at axe throwing? I mean,
I don't think anyone's good at axe throwing the first time.
Okay.
But I think it would be fun.
Yeah. All right.
And,
Paul and Ed, axe throwing champions of the world.
Things, Paul's also always put on a pedestal. Like he is a great Christian, a Bible hero, and seeing him miss the target every time would be very oh yeah, he's normal like the rest of us.
Yeah. That would be good. Okay.
Yeah.
I got it. Thank you. So what lesson have you had to learn the hard way?
The hardest lesson I've had to learn is I can't do it all myself. I recognize in myself this desire to please everyone and not to be a burden. And that often means I'll be the one who will come in and turn on all the lights. I'll be the one who comes in and runs the sound system. I'll be the one who runs this ministry. And the truth of the matter is I can't. I don't have enough hours a day. I don't have enough energy. And also, it's not fair to the congregation. Every ministry that I want to take over is denying someone else in the congregation a chance to step up and follow their call from God. Mm-hmm. If I step up and say, no, I'll run the turkey supper, don't you all worry, that means Beatrice, who has a call from God, doesn't get that chance to answer and serve. So it's been hard. It's something I always have to hold myself back on, but it's an important lesson I've had to be taught.
And Jesus modeled it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he not only had the disciples, but he commissioned the 70 or 72, depending on the translation, right? So it's when
he fed the 5,000, he told them to go gather up all the debris and all that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
we can't do it ourselves.
Yeah. Absolutely. And if Jesus can't be our example in that regard.
Right.
Okay. I like it. So what's an ordinary place that's extraordinary to you because of what's happened to you there? So an ordinary place, but it's an extraordinary place to you because of what's happened to you there.
Oh, man. I'm going to cheat a little because my ordinary place is ordinary as in it exists, but still extraordinary. Grand Canyon. The month before I went to seminary, I flew out by myself. First time traveling all alone because I wanted just time to be by myself and think it over and make sure I wasn't making a mistake going to seminary. And I went out to the Grand Canyon and just being there and seeing the sunrise and then walking around, and I got into an hour-long discussion with a Hare Krishna. And I walked away from there just feeling very comforted by the presence of God, the beauty of God's creation, and affirmed that I was making the next right step in my life. And I got back on the plane, and a week or two later, I went off to seminary. And it's been a roller coaster since.
Yeah. So let me get this straight. So Grand Canyon, on the one hand, is just a hole in the ground.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a lot of trees, if any trees, right? So just a vast expanse of nothingness.
Right.
But yet for you, it's where God met you in a burning bush kind of moment to confirm that, yes, this call I've placed on your life is for real, and I want you to take this next step by going to seminary.
Yeah.
There you go. I like it.
You say burning bush, it's funny. It was actually, there was mesquite fire the entire time I was there.
There you go.
So the entire canyon smelled like mesquite smoke.
Well, and you've had your own burning bush.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what do you hope your fellow clergy know? Whether you think of them personally, like one-on-one, or just in general as a community, what do you hope your fellow clergy know?
That we're all in this together. I have talked to a lot of different churches over the course of my life, and a lot of churches are in the same space where we're all panicking about, oh, we've lost so many people, we need more people. And the truth of the matter is that a lot of the ways we want to do evangelism isn't bringing in the unchurched, it's bringing in the differently churched and stealing flocks away from other churches. And a lot of times we look at our metrics and say, oh, we were success because our trunk or treat was bigger than the churches down the road's trunk or treat. And our Sunday's better because we have more people than the church down the road. And one of the things I think we all as clergy need to think about is this isn't a competition. We're not competing with each other. We're supposed to be supporting one another, working together for the kingdom. Mm-hmm. Because what we do is bigger than the building we're in. We're working for the kingdom of God. Mm-hmm. So I think one thing I think every clergy should always remember is it's not a competition. Mm-hmm. It's a team effort.
Yeah, I like it. I hope they know that. Yeah. Yes, please. Yeah. All right, well, last question, and I appreciate your time. So when you think about your legacy here, whenever you leave Lakeville United Methodist Church, whenever, whether that's sooner or later, sooner, whatever, right? I'm not trying to say anything like that, but just when you walk out the door for the last time as their pastor here, what 3 words come to mind when you think of that legacy you want to leave?
3 words. Okay. 1 word is questions. I make it a point that people can ask me questions about the Bible, about theology, that it's okay to have doubts. We live in a time where it seems like doubt is the antithesis of faith, but doubt is often a chance for us to grow in faith. And I think it's very important for us just to be able to sit and talk and ask questions and learn. So questions is one of the words I want my legacy to be. Friendly. I make it a point every Sunday to say who I am, to welcome people, because I don't know who exactly in the crowd might be the first time. Mm-hmm. I look out and I see most faces I know, but every once in a while there will be someone I don't. I'm like, I can't remember if you've been here before or not. So I'm Pastor Ed. Welcome to Lakeville United Methodist Church. I'm so glad to see you all here with us today. We need to be friendly because when people walk in the door, this can be intimidating. They don't know the language we're using. They don't know the stand up, sit down, sing, all that. So we need to be able to be like, hey, how you doing? Hey, this is what we do. Also, I hope when I leave here, one of the legacies I have is comfortable. That isn't a word I think a lot of people associate with the church, but I want people here to be comfortable and able to be themselves. Mm. One of the reasons why we're doing youth group D&D is a lot of those kids don't feel comfortable in a church. They have had issues with the church. They've faced some big turmoil in the church. They don't feel comfortable being themselves in the walls of a church. And one of the things we are working on is helping them be themselves and feel comfortable. And that means letting them just be and not passing judgment, not arguing with them, not just saying like, that's great. I'm so glad God made you that way. You are a child of God. And this is something for you too. Mm. And that's something we're working on in the church too, is people can just be themselves and not put on their Sunday bests that they take off as soon as they get home. I don't want your best on Sunday. I want your true self on Sunday, because God doesn't want us to just come in here, act all high and mighty for an hour and then leave. God wants us to leave here being ourselves, transformed by God's love. Mm-hmm. So yeah, questions, friendliness, comfortable. Those are the 3 words I want my legacy to be.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That would be wonderful to be able to leave here and folks to know that. So my challenge is to lean into that and to lead into that, so that they know you're clear on those 3 things that you're wanting them to leave. Yeah. Say, all right, this is what I want you to say about me, and let's learn how to do this together. Yeah. Awesome. Well, Pastor Ed at Lakeville United Methodist Church, thank you so much for being a guest on Pulpit Perspectives podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Well, you're welcome. Pulpit Perspectives podcast exists to create connections amongst the North District clergy and their congregations. If you want to check out more of all the great things that God is doing in the midst of the North District, I would invite you to find their North District Facebook page. You can also learn more about the Indiana Annual Conference by going to inumc.org. That's inumc.org to learn more about the annual conference. So this has been Pulpit Perspectives Podcast with your host, Reverend Dr. Kent Lundy, signing off for now.
There you have it, a fresh perspective from the pulpit with a great preacher. You know you want to hear more. You can do just that by connecting with Pulpit Perspectives with Reverend Dr. Kent Lundy on Apple Podcast and Spotify, where you can like and follow the podcast. What's more, you can spread the good news about Pulpit Perspectives in your church and with your neighbors. Plan now on joining Kent at the pulpit, where you'll meet another great preacher on Pulpit Perspectives.